Am I saying something bad? Am I saying something that's so crazy? You're the one that's putting yourself out there publicly. Okay? You're the one that's putting yourself out publicly. Nobody's telling you to. Nobody's putting a gun against your head. Are you going to blame the world for not liking your stuff? Or maybe are you going to blame the world for thinking you look weird? Or are you going to blame the world because you're kind of odd? No, I never rant. I'm just having a conversation, damn it. I'm having a conversation. I'm not ranting. And I'm not using profanity. And I'm not copyright infringing. And I'm not, what else am I not doing? I'm not using profanity. And I'm not bullying people. And I'm being positive. That's what I'm doing. I'm being positive for the community.
I'm not mad. I'm not.
But what I will tell you, what I will tell you is this. Anybody that took this in a malicious way really don't have a sense of humor. The thing is, people need to understand. Once you commit to posting, to making videos, to putting stuff in a public forum, such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to put it, from the point that you make that decision to put yourself out there publicly through videos or photos or posts or whatever, whatever the case is, you open yourself up to criticism, whether it's good, bad, or in between. Now, if you're not the kind of person that can handle that, maybe, just maybe, you should decide to not make videos because you're putting yourself out there. You're putting it publicly. You're not keeping it private and sharing with your friends. You're not the one. You're not the one that's hiding it unlisted and keeping it for your own personal icon. You're putting it out there for the public to see. You want the attention, and clearly, well, many people that don't like negative attention, or don't like it when people have something that's not so beautiful to say about somebody, maybe sometimes when people are not necessarily so enthused with your programming and with your content, maybe, just maybe, they're going to say something that may rankle you a little bit. Okay? So if that's the case, and you can't handle that rankling, and you can't handle the criticism, maybe you shouldn't be making content. Am I saying something bad? Am I saying something that is so crazy? You're the one that's putting yourself out there publicly. Okay? You're the one that's putting yourself out publicly. Nobody's telling you to. Nobody's putting a gun against your head. Are you going to blame the world for not liking your stuff? Or maybe are you going to blame the world for thinking you look weird? Or are you going to blame the world because you're kind of odd? Because a lot of these type of characters do show up on the web. Okay, I've seen plenty of weirdos. I've seen plenty of odd people. I've seen a lot of craziness on the YouTube, on the web, and not the dark web, the real web. Okay, I've seen plenty of it. Okay. And if you can't handle it, if you can't freaking handle it, then maybe you should make a decision to yourself and say, you know what? I really don't want to subjugate myself to that. I'm not going to post my video. And you know what? I've heard a lot of people, well, I do it as a journal. I do it as a way to log my life. Okay, that's great. Keep it private. Why can't you keep it private? No, you make it public because inside of you, deep inside of your little freaking core, your little crevice of a thing that you have inside of you craves attention. You want everybody to look at you. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm asking for attention. That's what it is that's happening right now. Okay? And anybody that tells me that it's different, well, prove me wrong. I love anybody to come on and prove me wrong, that I'm wrong, that every single person that's putting content, videos, posts of any kind on here is not creating some sort of attention. It's either showing off, it's either a display of what they have and they want to share with other collectors, or they want to become YouTube famous or TikTok famous or whatever the famous they want to become, or they want to do whatever. Okay? So stop crying about it. Seriously, get a sense of humor, grow up. Everybody that's sitting there and thinking this is like, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? And you know, the most hypocritical part is it's all about positivity. We're all positive. Yeah, we're positive until we hear something we don't like. Then we get really nasty and aggressive. How's that sound? Does that sound like something that happens in truth? No, I don't get people. I really don't get people. You blame me? Good. Put that to the list of things people blame you for. Yeah, you wouldn't even touch the topic, but I did. And that's what we're doing. Because you know what? Nobody's going to touch this topic because they want to be friends with everybody. I have my friends. The people I like, I like. The people that like me, like me. You know what? Somebody's got to talk. Somebody's got to talk about things that people are uncomfortable talking about. And people have to bring up subjects that people want to tiptoe about. I don't mind being friends with people as long as they're friendly with me. And I like a more peaceful and more serene environment. And I wish I had no reason to complain about shit, so I could live my life in a tranquil state of mind. But you know what? There's stuff that happens that enrages the hell out of me. Dude, you're not dealing with little kids. Everybody here that's on this community, especially these hours, they're not juveniles. They're not little children. At least I hope not. No, they're adults. Act like adults. Act like adults. Yeah, exactly. People are getting butthurt about everything, you know? But you know the beauty about me is? You know what the beauty about me is? I have the power You know what power I have? I have the power of I don't care. How's that sound? I have the power of I don't care. I'm going to say what I want to say because that's what needs to be said. And regardless of whether people like it or not, they heard it. Let it sit in, let it sink in, take it and do whatever you want with it. But you heard it. Now you can't say, well, I didn't know. Now you know because this guy told you. That's why. And if you want to ignore it, that's your prerogative. If you want to live your life in denial, you can be, that's your prerogative as well. That's just how it is. There's a specific reason why I'm not saying names. You could all put the dots, ding, 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 put the dots together of who it is or kind of thing. Because I made a conscious decision that I'm not going to give the people any more publicity because they don't want it. They don't want to be talked about. So why would I talk about them? I'm not going to talk about them. You can figure it out. This chat is probably the most intelligent chat that's in the community, and minus some people, but the most intelligent chat in the community. And I feel that you all can put 2 and 2 together because we all learn math the same way before the core. We all learn how to do math, and we can do 2 and 2 and know it's from equals to 4. So I'm not going to give the attention to them. You could go and harass them all you want. You could do whatever you want. Because I don't want to be called on doxing. I don't want to be called as a bully. And I don't want to be saying, wow, why are you giving them attention? Well, I'm not giving them attention. I'm going to give only attention to the people. I'm making a conscious decision from this point forward. I'm only going to give attention to community members that deserve it. And they should get a pat on the freaking back for the stuff that they do and the accolades and get some respect. The more upset you get, the more people will tease you. Exactly. You couldn't have said it better, Susie. So people need to either grow up or not participate if they can't take it. Okay? I'm sorry. If you look like a mutant from planet Mars and you're doing videos, I'm sorry, you look like a mutant from planet Mars. You might be the greatest person on earth. You might be a lovely human being. You might be a guy that I want to hang out with and have beers with and chill and hang out with. But you look like a mutant from Mars. Sorry, you can't deny that. And that's something you gotta be willing to accept if you're gonna be putting yourself in the public eyes. It's just how it works.
Emotional damage.
Oh, I've wasted my life.
You want my comments? What?
I'd appreciate your input.
I'm not mad. I'm not.